All right. As I mentioned in the promotional material for this series, is that basically we want to help you discover AI and at least some of the tools that would be helpful to use as small businesses and as e-commerce businesses. But also, this is very much a beginner session and a workshop, which is a little bit different than what we're used to. So I expect you today to work with me, but not just listen to me talking, to test it out. So if you are in front of your computer right now or in front of or you have your phones, just log in or create an account on ChatGPT because I'm primarily interested in seeing, for example, if we use the same prompt, all of us, uh, whether we get same answers across all of the different accounts, or for example, and what are the differences between the answers we would get depending on the history and the memory, because ChatGPT is something that learns from what we ask it to do. And that's going to be quite a challenge for me to refer to ChatGPT as not a human being, but as an it in that case. So in case I miss out on using the wrong pronoun, excuse me ahead of time. So let's see. I created a ChatGPT account, logged in, tested once, and never came back. All right. That's a fair one of the things I use it for, and I think this is like quite convenient and quite easy, is that I run my emails through ChatGPT before sending them out, because sometimes it just improves the language and structure and the clarity, which is important. And I start learning. So I'm starting to write like ChatGPT and not the opposite, uh, which is quite unusual. All right, so for today's session, I think we're going to have about 45 minutes, not long. As I said, this is a workshop, so I want you to work with me. I'm going to start with a brief introduction, and then we're going to talk about a few tips on how to improve your prompts or requests from ChatGPT, because this is, I think, the main thing on how to improve the results you get and how we can use them. So I will start, share my screen. Not this one, so this is ChatGPT, obviously. All right. Another great tool I use is Canva. That also has some capacity with AI. I don't know if you used Canva before, but they've recently introduced some AI elements to create images and also write the content of the slides. It's not fully capable yet, but I think they have good potential in the future. So yeah, as I said, welcome to this AI tool series. As expected, we would start with ChatGPT as the first tool to try out, because it's the biggest and most popular, but we definitely plan on adding additional tools, being one of them, and Copilot, for example. So a little disclaimer, I'm not an AI expert. I don't claim to be, but I've had some ideas or preconceived ideas about AI. My main concern is how these AI companies are using the data they are collecting, since this is not something that's very much regulated on a country level, but also like on a bigger level, like GDPR is for how the EU uses or tracks or collects personal information. I think we're headed towards something similar for AI, but since we're not there, that gives all of these companies the capacity to deal with all of our data. But that doesn't mean that we need to be restrictive in using them. It means that when we do, we need to be mindful. So one of the things I do, for example, when I run emails through ChatGPT, or sometimes ask it to analyze an Excel sheet with a lot of data and come up with the key findings, is that I remove the names of the people, mention of projects, or names of businesses, or reference to the country. So at least the information is there. They can help me analyze and a little bit come up with findings, but without really giving away more private information. So this is kind of my way of trying to trick the system. So our objective for today is learn how to use ChatGPT for businesses, primarily customer support, marketing, and content creation. I read in one of the comments that someone used it once and did not use it again. So I'm wondering if this is mainly a lack of satisfaction with the responses or the idea that it's not useful. So would welcome these discussions at the end of the session or when we test out the individually the responses. So we're going to have hands-on experience with writing effective prompts, as I said. So it would be great if you can either share them in the chat or unmute yourself and speak. So one of the things I wanted to ask you is what task would you love to automate for your business, whether we're talking about AI, ChatGPT, or anything. What is the one thing that really creates stress for you when you're working on your business and you would like ideally to either automate or in that case, I would be willing to be flexible in that question and outsource. Like what task would you love to outsource for your business? So please, if you can either unmute or leave the comments in the chat. I have a little bit of an idea what to expect as answers, but yeah, people might be different, and businesses might have different needs. Okay, marketing. I was expecting sales, but marketing is a good close to sales. Okay. I'm giving you the answers. That's not how it works, but yeah, I personally, when I'm working for another business or consulting for another business, I can definitely help them improve their marketing and sales. But when it comes to my business, something I personally struggle with doing sales for my business, and I think this is a little bit of a thing that we see around with different SMEs. Market research, okay. Strategy. I think both can be very useful to outsource a little bit to ChatGPT. Marketing, emailing. Ooh, customer acquisition. I don't think anyone else can do that better than you do, Vivian. But we'll see. Definitely, ChatGPT or other AI tools can help with optimizing a little bit the marketing funnel. And helping you like target a little bit different marketing messages to different audiences. Social media content, social communication. Okay, this can be easily done. So I assume most of you do these tasks already yourself within the capacity of the business, or maybe you hire some external experts to help you with that. But yeah, either way, this is something that can really remove a lot of pressure from the businesses, or in that case, the entrepreneurs, be able to do other more important tasks. So let's go back a little bit to ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is an AI-powered tool by OpenAI. So the company is called OpenAI. They have this NLP or natural language processing system that is at this point being outsourced to other companies. So you might have tools that are not called ChatGPT, but they use the same NLP as ChatGPT that is developed by OpenAI. So this is kind of a new thing that is being developed on a more global scale, and it's being used by different companies to a little bit democratize these processes. So it uses natural language processing to generate human-like responses. So basically, it can be used for SMEs. I'm sure there are other ways we can use them. But for us, what I want to focus on today is customer support, marketing, and content creation. I'm happy that this is one of the things that many of you mentioned when it comes to marketing and content creation or social media. Now, there is a risk here in actually relying on these tools for doing all of these tasks without a certain oversight and review from our side or from the business's side, or at least putting a lot more information that we want the tool to have before it's able to generate this output. So the way it works is that's why when I talk about prompt, I mean an input. So what you give this NLP processing as an input. So what do you need from them? It's generated under this NLP, which is a large language model. So it's being input. The input is received. It's analyzed, and then what you have is an output, which in that case is text generated. So AI, or at least ChatGPT, is advancing fast enough that now we can provide a prompt that is, for example, we can upload documents, we can upload videos and ask ChatGPT to provide an output based on something that's not only text. So this has been the major update in what they call ChatGPT 4.0 or 4.0, which is a major step in the progress of how language processing is happening. So the key thing here is that the only thing you give ChatGPT is that input. So the most important thing is that it needs to be clear. It needs to be very specific for you to get better results. And we will talk a little bit about some of these tips, but also something that I've learned by experience on how to get ChatGPT to have a conversation, because the more you talk with it on that specific input, the more it learns about you and the way you write and the way you expect certain answers. It improves and it starts to give you more specific and better results. So for example, sometimes you'll ask a question or request some support, and then it would give you two answers side by side and then tell you, please let us know which answer you prefer, and then it saves that in the memory. And then learns from that as well. So how can you use it? As I said, customer support. One of the key things, if you are in the e-commerce business or in the any requirement or any sales business really, is that sometimes you'll get questions on things that are the same every time. So we know that we recommend for you to add FAQs and standard answers to your websites or to any social selling platforms that you have, but we all know that most people don't read. So two ways you can do that using ChatGPT is by trying to generate or using the tool to generate answers, but also if you want to take it one step further is by doing automatic bots that are on the website that specifically learn and can speak in a more human like response than the previous generation of chatbots that we had on website and on WhatsApp, for example. Another thing is marketing. So you've all mentioned this: generate social media posts, email and product description, and so many other things. And operations, so automate tasks like reporting or internal communication. That's also a good a way of helping you to decrease some of the stuff that do not require an input from you as a business or entrepreneur. This is specifically interesting for solopreneurs or people who have a one-person business, or smaller businesses that relies on 2 or 3 people who are effectively doing the job of 5 people with different skill set. So ChatGPT can help you in a lot of ways, do the research or do some reporting or analyze some analytics, for example. That is very useful when you have big sets of data that you want to like find the biggest changes or trends in that data. This is specifically useful as well. So how to write effective prompts for ChatGPT? First thing is be clear and specific. So when you say write a product description for eco-friendly bags, this is clear, it is specific, but it's not 100% complete. because whether you're asking this product description that you want to use on an e-commerce website, or you want to use it as a social media caption, or you want to have it on your social stores, this is a little bit different. Also here, we don't have a lot of the context. So you're asking ChatGPT to write a description about eco-friendly bags, but what bags, what size, what's the material that they're made of, who is the target audience, how much is the price. All of these things come into play here and affect really what kind of response we get. So we will look at this a little bit in details in a few, I think in the next slide. Second thing is to provide context. So write an email for small businesses promoting eco-friendly products. So I'm guessing from this prompt that this is an email for B2B businesses, so potentially B2B clients, and you're trying to promote eco-friendly products. So this is already a good way, a good additional context, because you mentioned that small businesses, so we already know the target audience a little bit, but it's not deep enough for you to have an answer that's very much suited to your business. One thing also that is really relevant, especially if you have a background in marketing or branding, is to specify the tone and style. So whether you're sending an email for small businesses or B2B businesses, that will have to be a little bit more formal. But if you're writing a product description for eco-friendly bags that have a target audience of Gen Z or millennials, this is definitely a different tone of voice that you want to use. So by providing this context and the specific style that you want, and adding the a market, the target audience, the format. For example, if we're talking about product description, we want to tell ChatGPT that this is for an e-commerce website, and we need to have SEO approach to this product description. Whether we know what are the keywords that we want to rank for this product description or not, definitely ChatGPT can do that research and identify what are the keywords where we are most likely able to rank depending on the target audience. So my way of trying to avoid thinking a little bit about all of these things when I'm specifying what I want and not having to write a huge prompt request is that I would say something like, write the product description for eco-friendly bags, and then I would include after is, ask me up to 10 or 20 questions, or no matter how many questions you want, that helps you. So for me to answer, that will help you complete this task. So in that case, if ChatGPT requires to know about the target audience, the tone of voice, or anything else really for that fact, it will allow you to provide all of the answers that requires you a little bit to think about them. And it will be able to complete the task and give you an answer that's more suited to what you want exactly. And sometimes this is actually more helpful in having you learn how to do product description or write marketing emails or any of those things, because sometimes we tend to forget about the target audience. And sometimes, and I see this with a lot of entrepreneurs too, that we forget to think about where are these people in the marketing funnel. So is it on an awareness level? Are we reaching out to people for the first time? It's the first interaction they have with our brand or business or product, or this is something for people a little bit down the funnel where they would focus on different criteria or different decision-making factors than someone would at the awareness level. So this is, for me, has been very useful as well. So I want you now to a little bit open ChatGPT and try to, for example, ask it to answer these questions. So as these are sample questions, they're not maybe relevant to your business, but let's test it out this way, and then we can go into more specific questions that you want to ask. So how do I return a product? If you're interested in social media posting or content, promote a 20% discount on eco-friendly products. And if you're looking more for help with product description, you can try bamboo water bottle with sustainability focus, or you can experiment with your own prompts. But if you get these or have answers, just please type them in the chat and mention what is the prompt that you use to get these answers. I'm gonna pause here a little bit, stop share so I can read your comments. Okay, interesting. Someone is using it for a chatbot. I'm happy to try a few things here. So let's say, for example, yeah, you cannot see my screen. I really would like to try something a little bit creative. Let me share again. Who wants to try? If you don't have, for example, ChatGPT open, if you have a request for a research or something that we can test out all together, please leave it in the chat. Okay, someone tried to return a product. Follow these general steps. Okay, this is good because I think it's different than the answer I had. So this is quite comforting to know that it actually does not provide the same thing for everybody. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again. Let's try to, I assume you can see my screen, which is ChatGPT. Let's say, can you advise on how to improve customer acquisition for an e-commerce or website? Uh, okay, I guess you can see how fast it is. So basically, I think in that case, ChatGPT was able to delve into the amount of information it has. So one of the things is optimize your website by doing user experience or SEO optimization. So this is where it can come into helping you devise strategies for your business without really having to do all of the research on your own. Leverage social media, do email marketing, influencer collaboration, content, referral program. All right. So let's tell, for example, as a reply to this, say, I am a small business and I can't afford doing all of these strategies. Any creative ideas I can focus on? Feel free to ask me 5 questions that will help you provide me with a better answer. Okay, so you see here that it says memory updated, which means that it kept in mind, so it integrated into its memory that it's a small business. So any question we ask it after that, it will answer as if it were talking to a small business. So focusing on cost-effective strategy is key for small businesses. Here are 5 questions that will help me tailor my suggestions. So what type of products or services do you offer? Who is the target audience, which is expected? Where do they typically spend their time online? Do you currently have any social media presence? If so, which platform? What is your current marketing budget, if any, and have you tried any customer acquisition strategies in the past? So this is very useful. I think anyone you would hire, for example, to help you devise the strategy will have to anyways answer these questions. So This is exactly why it is a little bit more human-like responses. And you should not really treat it as you asking it one question, expecting the perfect answer from the beginning. Let's see a little bit what people tried as well, or what you would like me to try. I got a great answer for my question. Can you advise how can I create a chatbot for my e-commerce website? Okay, this is good. This is useful. It will unfortunately not be able to do the chatbot for you, but it will provide you with the information. Let's go back a little bit to the presentation. So I will show you what answer we've got for these things. Let me share again. So when I asked ChatGPT, how do I return a product? The answer was, you can return a product by following these steps. It's a little different, so it's the same structure than the one you sent in the comment, but it's written differently, because I would assume that my history with ChatGPT is about sending it a big amount of information and asking it to summarize it in something concrete and more to the point. So it realized that I have a preference for short information. So check the return policy, prepare the product, fill out the return form, package the items, shipping the options, all of these things. This is just by me asking, how do I return a product? Another thing that I asked ChatGPT is whether to create a social media post on how to promote a 20% discount on eco-friendly products. And you will see that it used emojis here. Because also in other posts I used ChatGPT for, I requested having emojis. So I assume that your answer might be a little bit different, and that's the whole point. We do not want it ideally to come up with the same answer for everybody. But still, this is a little bit dry because it just says our eco-friendly product. It just assumed that we're talking about reusable bags and sustainable home goods, but I didn't provide any information aside from the prompt that you see in the slide here. And as an example of product description, so bamboo water bottle with sustainable focus. So as you see also, it's written in a way where it's easily scannable, because I think it assumed this is for an SEO optimized product page. And it suggested that we add the capacity, so how big is the water bottle, and the care instructions, which is something that we usually do not think of when we do product description. I've seen a lot of SMEs have just one sentence as product description. So at least if you only do that and use it just to brainstorm what you need to include, if this is already a big upgrade or big improvement on some of the current product descriptions that we have in some of the e-commerce websites. So here, for example, I wanted to also show you what would be the difference if we add to this prompt who is the target audience and their income, or at least their behavior, and how old they are. So I added bamboo water bottle with sustainable focus. I added for eco-conscious clients with high income and aged above 35 years old. So you see here that it's different. So and the key features, it uses now premium materials instead of sustainable materials, because they know that people with high income, or it knows that people with high income will focus on premium more than sustainable. Eco-friendly design other than durable design, because psychologically this makes a different impact. BPA3 remains the same because it's still eco-conscious client. Insulated performance instead of just insulated. Slick and stylish, because these are high income people age above 35 years old, which is maybe not ideal, but we can just ask it to remove that bit, or at least rephrase that section. And thoughtful gift, so a perfect gift for those who appreciate luxury and sustainability. And you see, even in the call to action, it says indulge in a hydration solution that reflects your values and sophistication. So it's really on point for exactly what we asked for. Again, this is not a real product, so I assume that this makes sense in terms of having a eco-friendly design and BPA-free products. This is something that eco-conscious clients are actually looking for. And you see here that also it requests I can insert the capacity because we haven't provided how big is the water bottle or bamboo water bottle, and care instructions as well. It's like do not microwave. Obviously, this is probably something that is available on other product description for bamboo products. So I also tried to do the same by saying bamboo water bottle with sustainability focus, and then asking ChatGPT to ask me 5 questions that will help it perform and write better description. So you'll see here that it's a little bit different. What they asked when we are doing product description is unique selling points. So it just assumed some unique selling points in the first answer by it being BPA free, but maybe it's something else. Maybe our unique selling point is, for example, the form of the water bottle, or that it was produced by a small business that actually helps I don't know, small businesses in a small community somewhere. And it provides you actually some thinking points. So is it insulated, lightweight, or made from a specific type of bamboo? So these are also things for you to brainstorm. Not only rely on it for giving you the answer, but helping you think about what would be unique selling points. What tone or style do you want the description to convey? Formal, casual, eco-conscious, luxury? This all makes a difference. Where do you want to use that? So are you using it are they using it in outdoor activities, daily commuting, at the gym? All of these things, of course, make a difference and are somehow connected to the target audience as well. And care instruction and capacity. So this is exactly what ChatGPT mentioned in the two previous questions we asked. So other ideas also I've tried is, for example, we are launching a new product on the market. Help us brainstorm a name, a slogan, and a marketing messages. So let's try this one, for example. I don't know if you can still see my ChatGPT, but I guess yes. So to help brainstorm a name, slogan, and marketing messages for your new product, I need a bit of more information. So could you provide details such as the type of product, key features, target audience, specific themes or values you want to convey, and competitors or similar products in the market? So you'll see here that, for example, it says sustainability and innovation just because a few seconds before we asked about a bamboo water bottle that is sustainable and speaks to a very specific target audience. So as I said, it learns from our questions. How can we make our customers relate to our brand or product? Just trying to give you many ideas that you can test with ChatGPT. These are not possibly the best prompts because they lack a little bit of clarity and the target audience. But it's useful for you to know what you can do with it. So tell your brand story, understand your audience. So conduct research to understand your customer needs, preferences, and pain points. Create relatable content. This is something that I think we all could improve in all of our communication. Build a community. Use authentic messaging, highlight benefits over features, leverage social proof, which is a very rewarding way of doing marketing, personalization, connect through values. And this is something we've been seeing a lot in small businesses and the way they do marketing, that this has been very successful in highlighting your values as a business or as a brand or as a person sometimes because it's resonating with an audience, and specifically very like a lot of audiences that would like to support values instead of big corporate clients. Interactive engagement, so create opportunities for customers to interact with your brand, such as contests, surveys, or Q&A questions. I had another one here. Okay, research our competitor and identify marketing strategy they use that have been successful. Anyone wants to give me a competitor of their brand that we can research? I think that would be interesting. Anyone's competitor? Come on, guys. This was supposed to be an interactive session. Where can you set up and store your ideal customer niche and archetype without repeating for each interaction? Yes, the recording will be available. Is this question correct? What are expectations of salon owners when they decide to buy human hair extension? You mean, is this question correct to ask ChatGPT? I guess the only way to know is to ask that question and then ask it to, for example, ask you any question if they still need additional information. Okay, let's do Senteur d'Orient. Once again. All right. We can try more than one. So research our competitor. And identify marketing strategies they use that they have been helpful. Honestly, I haven't tried this before, so let's see. All right, this is interesting. So Centre d'Orient has implemented several successful marketing strategies that highlight their unique brand identity and mission. So they emphasize on artisanal craftsmanship. Okay, so these are answers that are taken from articles. I think if we click on them, yeah, they open. So what ChatGPT did is they went and searched the web and was able to identify these. Social responsibility. So they highlight social causes, particularly women empowerment in Lebanon, targeted marketing campaigns, including email campaigns and online advertising. The brand consistently develops new product. They also do luxury positioning and effective storytelling. It's interesting to see how they figure this out. Okay, so it's basically all from articles found online. So this is very useful. I don't know if you found it useful, but at least instead of you going individually and looking for all this research and making this analysis, it would be useful. Let's see, for example, if we say here, do they have a slogan? Okay. Beauty born from the East. So anyways, the more you ask question in the same thread or in the same section or conversation, the better it learns about what kind of questions or expectations you have. Let's try another one. So Jamaican Fresh. You can also try these, by the way, yourself. That would be fun. Let's try the same prompt. Okay. Not Centre d'Orient here, it's Jamaican Fresh. Okay, so this is a little bit more shorter. I'm assuming because yeah, it's a smaller maybe competitor. So that what they did is that they researched their sites because apparently there are no other additional sources that talk about Jamaican Fresh. You can also visit the website here. So product authenticity, local sourcing, engaging content, and social media engagement. Another thing I really recommend you to do is I know that some businesses really do not like analytics. So if you can compile, for example, a report from either your Shopify or from your Google Analytics, download them and then upload them. I think you have a limit if you're using the free model. So it's for you to be able to upload, you need to use ChatGPT, the legacy model, which is the earlier version, and you can upload documents here. And then it can analyze the analytics and, if needed, help you, for example, find ways to optimize your user behavior or customer experience on the website, depending on these findings. So this is really something that would save you a lot of time. I think I'm gonna stop here. Let me see what I still have. Yeah. So basically, I'll leave you a little bit 5 minutes to practice, and if you want to ask any questions in the chat, feel free to do that. I will check them now. But in the meantime, I'm gonna ask you to complete the usual poll that we have at the end of these sessions before you leave. So you should have a pop-up now. Rima, you had a question, or
Hey,
I'm not sure.
hi, Jennifer. So
Hi.
quick question. I didn't read the question that you asked ChatGPT about Centre d'Orient. What was your question?
I asked it, let me show you again. 1 second, let me share. So the whole point was here to a little bit avoid doing the research ourselves. And then I said, research our competitor, Centre d'Orient, and identify marketing strategies they use that have been successful.
Okay, thank you so much.
Actually, here it has no way of knowing if it has been successful, but I mean, these are probably the key things that are found in third-party websites or interviews about Centre d'Orient. Anyone else? All right. Thank you for everyone who has completed the questionnaire. I hope you were able to try a little bit ChatGPT, but as I said, you don't really need to be afraid of it. I think it's very useful in getting some of the work that we don't want to do off our backs. So John has a question. When you start using ChatGPT, do you need to set up a user profile? No, basically you just create an account, email and password, and that's about it. It starts to learn a little bit on your needs and questions and your preference based on your questions and what you prefer as answer. I agree. Olivier, I think we are not allowed as small businesses or even entrepreneurs to say that we lack the capacity, or at least I know that at some point we will always lack this capacity, but at least these tools, we are not allowed to really not test them out. I can tell you that big corporations are using these does not mean that we shouldn't. It means the opposite, actually. It gives us more incentives for us to use these because it's saves a little bit of time, a lot of time actually, and it gives us access to the same amount of information that anyone else has. Of course, internet information, free information available. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Maisa. I missed you too. Please schedule another Zoom session on ChatGPT, but next time I want you to be really testing things with me, not me speaking on my own. As I said, this is a workshop and it's meant to be as interactive as possible. But I understand, considering we are a big number of people, that this is a little bit hard. So I hope next time you'll join me and I'll be speaking a little less. Thank you, everyone. So whoever completed the questions, yeah, this is the end of our session. If not, I'll give you a few more minutes to do that. And please, next time, if you want like a specific tool, again, as I said, I'm not an AI expert. I'm just discovering these things myself. So if you have any requests for any other thing, I think the next one would be focused on content creation, a tool that actually does content creation. Hi, Dan. I think this is also something that all of the small businesses or entrepreneurs also need help with.
Jennifer, I seem to have lost the form. Can you resend it?
I don't think I can, but what I can do is share my screen and you can scan this QR code. If you can see the QR code, you can scan it and complete it on your phone in that case. Technically, it opens another pop-up. Sure. It opens another pop-up, so it's easy to lose it. You know, some people are still coming to the session. Unfortunately, we are at the end of it. Anyone who wants to leave, please feel free. I just, as I said, I will give you another 2 minutes and then close the session. Andrew, is that a question that you gave to ChatGPT or an answer, actually? Ah, okay, that's an answer. What was the question? To write a product description for Big Low Tea, I would assume. Research on competitors. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining the session, and I hopefully see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye, Jennifer.
Bye. Bye, Maisa.
Bye.
Bye, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer.
Bye.